specialist at remote viewing, and all my psychic skills are honed and trained with different shamans and experiences across the planet and throughout my lifetime. But what are we doing here today? We're going back to vitalizing our intention that there be peace on the planet. And it's a repetitive process because the mind, the monkey mind, jumps all over the place. And we have to keep calling it back and pointing it in the direction of the vector that can recreate the reality of a world full of potential for war on many different fronts at the same time, not just at home, but what country, what issue. It's an excess of the fire element, which you should also be working on reducing. So we are going to do the same mantra as usual. And what I'm going to do now is ask you to self assess how you feel from 1 to 10. 1 is you want to slit your wrists, you feel terrible. 10, you feel great. Where are you at? You don't need to say it, just where are you at? Now I'm going to show you a dress, the controversial gold and white dress, and you are going to note the intensity of the gold, the intensity of the white, or you may see it bronze and blue. Note that. I'm not doing so great because normally there's a band outside the dress on the right-hand side of the photograph at the hip level that when I'm doing really well, my frequency is really high. That band is shiny gold. Right now it's very opaque. I've had an interesting day. So you have those two ways of assessing, one yourself and another one is what you see. And the whole point of the gold dress is that that dress was made in one color, gold and white, a particular shade of both of those colors, but you will see it differently depending upon your frequency. When we do the mantras, even though the mantras for peace generically, your frequency should rise. Maybe your frequency so low that you won't notice it the first time. We had people in our movement that for months they could see the dress bronze and blue. And then all of a sudden, oh my God, I can see it white and gold. Their frequency took a little while, but it was able to raise. Who knows what was going on in their personal life because it's not just the time you spent here. So I'm going to show you really, really quick, and then we're going to do it again at the end. What are the changes that you can expect? This is a person in an experiment that lasted 7 minutes. This is how the person looked initially. She had a lot of mind streams that were very droopy and very black. In other words, lots of depression. Here, after about 2 minutes of doing the depression mantra, not the mantra we're going to do now, look, the black mind streams are lifting up and her heart chakra is opening up. Then another 2 minutes later, approximately, look at all that chi and the heart is opening up even more. And she started the mantra for world peace. She's not doing the depression one. And look how great she looks. 2 minutes. Continuing. This is her doing the mantra for world peace that we're going to do now, plus the sensory therapy, which we're going to do now, which is the trilling. Both of them together. She now has an additional protection around the canopy of strings. You can see that very light green line. That is not letting the spirit that's in the upper right-hand corner come in. She still has all the chi. Her throat chakra is releasing more mind streams. In other words, they're no longer strangling her neck to where we can't see them. Her heart chakra is opening up even more, but even more important, from the ground, wafting up into her aura is the green energy of the earth element, which is extremely stabilizing and is what in the original Lord's Prayer is what is asked for rather than protect me from evil. The original Lord's Prayer says, help us to be in the moment. It doesn't say, help us, protect us from evil. The original Lord's Prayer in Aramaic is very empowering. The version, which is a distorted translation that we got, is not empowering. It is telling you, ask God because you need that. That's not the way it was intended. How did it take us 2,000 years to find this. Not quite sure. But it certainly did set us very tightly on the path of hierarchy, which means there's a guy at the top, always somebody above you that can tell you what to do and decide how much to pay you and decide what, everything that we're fighting against today. But the original Lord's Prayer didn't put anybody at the top. It didn't put God at the top. It put you at the top, which is what I'm trying to teach you. I'm going to write down the mantra now, which I think I did not. We're going to have it in two languages. You are going to do it in your language. How do you do a mantra? You repeat it in your head and you release the breath through your mouth. Do not move your mouth with the words. You'll exhaust yourself and you won't go quite as deep. Those strings are the mind-body connection. They're the mind-home connection. And Mr. Elon Musk, they are the mind-car connection. We got to talk about that. Very, very interesting. So you can go ahead and start with the mantra, except you do have to wait a moment because I have to write it. Give me a second. And then I'm going to do it in Spanish. Okay, this is the mantra. And here we go. You can start repeating it in silence, and I'm going to now go and get the same music that created those incredible changes in 7 minutes in those graphics that I showed you previously. It's called trilling, mantrista trilling, and that trilling is a sound that the mind streams that channel your mind. That's the sound that they make. So when you have something that has trilling in it, your mind streams, your mind loves it and relaxes a lot. Okay, we're going to do 20 minutes. Here we are again. Do not let reality interfere with your intentions. Remember the mother who sees her kid under the wheel of a car after an accident? Somehow, this mother is able to have the focus and discipline to lift the car up and save her kid. There are so many examples of that nobody questions it. That is due to the mother not allowing reality to interfere with her intention to save her child. And that is how we need to feel about world peace. The reality of everything that we see on all the news sites where we stay connected. I love X. There's so much there, though, that beats up on me, so much reality that beats up on me. It's hard to keep, uh, it's hard to feel that we can achieve this peace. That's why we have to continuously be doing the mantra and getting together and reinforcing it and reminding ourselves that on this planet, intention creates reality. The news, if you're not careful, will be the food that your mind uses and that has to fight against in order to create the reality of peace. That's why it's so important to monitor images and to monitor information and to block information that is real and truthful and honest and a fact, but it takes you down. We don't do it anymore. But years ago, when there were catastrophes, we would stay stuck to our TV sets for hours a day, for days on end, looking at the results of that catastrophe, all the dead bodies and the homes that were destroyed and the countries that were destroyed, etc. Well, anybody would fall into a deep depression if they did that. And we all did it. We didn't. Now we're better. Now we're going, you know what? I don't want to see that. I don't do TV anymore. It's too depressing. But we still need to kind of know what's going on. So it's a balancing act. It's not easy. And a lot of times it feels like we're losing. And that's when you have to remember that phrase: do not let reality interfere with your intentions. Because when that mother sees her kid under the wheel of that car, she does not allow that very real reality to interfere with what she wants, which is to save her kid. And we need to reach that point that when things get really bad, rather than going, oh my God, we go, oh my God, and then we sit and we put on sensory therapy music because it really makes a huge difference, as you saw from the sketches. And we just keep going in spite of the reality that's right outside our front door. So let's go back to the dress and then we will have finished. And let's see if I can see it better. It's a little bit better for me. It's a little bit more, it is golden white, but that little gold thing on her right hip, when I am really doing well in terms of frequency, that I can see that almost, I can see it so easily. It's so clear and it's so crisp, and it's not clear and crisp right now. So we will be back again, supposedly Monday through Friday. We skipped a couple of days this week. I'm having some issues. I'm actually living in a hotel due to some very aggressive political enemies. Uh, but I think I'm back on track, even though it's in a hotel. And we will probably do this again this weekend. If not, we will be back on Monday. And pay attention to how you're feeling now from 1 to 10. How do you feel? Are you better? I'm better. See my voice? And only 20 minutes. Normally we get together and do it for a long time. We, by the way, did an event in which we did 2 hours of the shame mantra. Even though I'm ashamed, I love and accept myself. Oh my God. It was incredible. The change in our frequency when we did that. Maybe we're going to do that tonight. Maybe we can do an hour of that. I'm going to put it, I'm going to run it in Spanish, but I will put the mantra in English so that you'll know what we're doing, because the lowest vibration of all the emotions is shame. It's not hate. It's shame. So this might be a good night to tackle that again. Okay? Thank you for joining us. I'm Frances Fox, and hopefully soon I'll be your favorite psychic spy.